Welcome. I'm Corolla. I'm a Soul Mender. Welcome to the channel. It's lovely to connect with you again. So I'm going to do a reading. I'm here in Australia in Hervey Bay. So we have a lot of chaos going on in Australia, unfortunately. So I'm going to do a reading on the tennis player that got a refused entry and a few other things, of course. So first of all, I'm going to change your vibration to a higher vibration so that we can tune into ourselves a little bit more nicely. So I'm going to start off with change the energy. How beautiful is that? It's amazing. So I'm going to do a Chiron message first. So these are the cards. Okay, so what does the collective need to know? What is a beautiful message that we need to hear today? How about that? Okay, so let's go into it. Oh, one fell out. You are all high entities walking on this planet, disguised as simple biological beings, and the disguise fools everyone, even you. What a beautiful message. So our higher selves, do you know, all the lifetimes that we've had on this earth plane, no matter how many lifetimes we've had an amazing journey, and we've learned so much, you know, and we really need to understand that our journey is to move forward. And we're going to talk about free will now. So our free will has been so corrupted by television, by news, by all the agendas that's going on, by a belief system that doesn't serve us anymore. So it's really interesting to see how people feel about the free will. They've just given up. They follow. They're not going with their gut feelings. So today I want to teach a small technique so if you feel really disconnected from source, oneness, so all you do is you close your eyes, you take a really deep breath into yourself, and then you say to yourself, I'm grounding my feet into Mother Earth all the way down to the crystalline layer, and I pull that energy back up. Then you pull the energy up, and then you go, I'm going to open my crown chakra. So I let the energy flow through my crown chakra all the way to Mother, Father, God, and you wrap that around. Right next to it, there's a beautiful golden strand, and visualize it coming all the way down through your crown chakra, all the way down through your body, your feet, and then all the way down to the crystalline layer. You're totally connected to oneness, again, with yourself and the central sun. So allow that energy to flow through you. Always call in your soul. So say, I'll call in my soul essence, my higher self, to guide me through this journey. I have free will to decide what decisions I'm going to make that are good for me, for my higher self. So you're working in your soul essence and really working with your gut feelings, basically, which is really important. So if you understand how unique you really are, you just embrace it. So I'm going to ask the cards some questions. So I'm using this beautiful deck. I find it very beautiful. It's good for beginners as well. I'm not a beginner, but I like using it in my the class that I run here. So first of all, we're going to use what does Spirit want us to know for our higher selves? What are we going through as a collective soul? So we need to tune into the water and the dolphin energy. We need to watch what water we drink, and the universal womb. So the dolphin card looks like this, and the universal womb is like this. And I'll pull one more, which is the void. Because I pulled the void, I'm going to pull one more and then explain where we are, the humanity. So basically, when I pull a card, like with the water and the dolphin energy, it's a frequency. The dolphins have a beautiful frequency, and they're here to save us basically on a lot of things on Earth. So as years ago, they don't want our Earth to be destroyed. Okay, so we have to step into the power on not destroying it. The universal womb is the feminine carry babies, and it's really important that we protect our womb moving forward in all this, because basically we don't know what's ahead, because there's a void there. Is what do the agendas do to the feminine womb? We as females need to step up and protect our solar plexus and everything like that. So it is very important. And humanity itself is, see all the gold in there? How beautiful. We actually need to really find our golden strand, our silver strand, where humanity goes, to work as a collective, work together, work as oneness, because there's so much separations. And as we can see everything unfold around the world in a moment, there's such an unrest, and this energy is very unresting as well. So we need to bring ourselves back into the center of ourselves, basically. So in this agenda, has the light achieved the balance that we need? So basically is we are very unbalanced, because I can see a lot of unrest around the world. When I look at Chile, when I look at India, when I look at all these countries, Germany, doesn't matter what country it is, Australia is, where the agendas are shown so much, and you know something is not right. And as human collective, we need to do something about it. So do we give up? Of course we don't. We move forward to stand up for our sovereign rights. That's how it works, you know. We don't have to have poverty on this earth. That's made up. So there's enough for everybody, and this is what we need to realise. So let's go and have a look. What lovely, lovely future lays ahead. So I got the ace here straight away. So there's big changes coming. Like, it's already laid out for us as a soul collective. So we need to tune in and really, really stand in our power, basically, and ground that energy in. The Page of Cups. So if you want to see the card here, it's a very beautiful card. So Page is a new spring. Then we have the Queen of Cups. She stands very strong in her power, because we're talking about the womb as well. So there's a death coming. So there's a death of the old system here. It doesn't spin anymore. It doesn't surface anymore. So it's leaving, okay? And that's with a lot of hard work with the feminine energy. And here we are. We're given a new system, a new way of moving forward. Even that there's so much upheaval in our world, and it's called unity. I've got the Lover's card here, so if you have a look. So the unity is the togetherness. It's such a big, pretty card. It's got a duff in it as well. So the unity of humanity has to come back. There's a lot of separation going on. I feel we're at the, yeah, it had to do with a lot of elites filling up their cups. I won't go into the darkness of it, but yes, it's been caught and it's been shown, and it will be revealed. The snakiness of it all. Quite interesting. So there's a new future standing here. It's been grounded in, and it's unfolding, which is quite interesting, actually. So it's quite beautiful. This is a very mental card, the Nine of Swords. So a lot of people will be held accountable, which on the surface doesn't seem like it, but it will. And then we have the 4. Look at that. The new beginnings will be revealed. So we have pulled three aces now. So it fills everything that we desire. And it's just, and the strength card. Oh my gosh, how gorgeous is that? That we actually need strength to carry on to make sure this all happens. The High Priest is what lesson has Earth learned from this. So it's actually a karmic. It's actually very deep. And the Tower energy where everything just crumbles away. That means the old's crumbling away. I'm going to put another card on that one because it's quite interesting what comes after the Tower energy. The old energy leaving, okay? So the agenda leaving. So basically everything has been rounded up. Everything is ready to go. Everything is the way it's falling into place. It's taken longer than they have anticipated, I believe, by looking at it. The feminine us are really stepping back into their power to help this transmission also. So that's quite lovely to see. A lot of heads will roll. So there's a lot of exposure coming here, which is quite interesting. But you will not see all the exposure, only what your basically what humanity can cope with. Okay, so don't expect everything to be exposed because it won't. Okay, there's just too much of it, and it's not good for seeing all the images. We see enough images of murder and killings on television, which I think is quite distasteful, actually. I'm not really into movies and shows like that. Look, the future looks really bright, but we do have to fight for our freedom. We have to stay in our free will. We have to go with our gut feelings. We have to allow the endings to come in. That means you have to step out of your fear. You have to allow the movements to move forward in a positive way. So it needs to really be balanced. You need to be balanced. You need to take your power back, and you need to step out of fear, basically. And you need to step up for your country, your sovereign rights, and you need to say no, that they cannot touch the children. So, and I say that with really with my heart, because I don't believe our children need to be targeted in this, okay? So whatever your belief system is, it's fine with me. I just know what my belief system is, and I just say hands off our children. So that's what I totally believe in. So with that said, it might seem so negative in the moment. It might seem dark, and it might seem like it's a never-ending story, but the story has always a new beginning. So with the old, there's news coming. It's how we perceive it as a human being. How do we move forward? How do we do all those things? And it is basically standing back into your power and allowing this beautiful world to move forward. So I'm going to pull some dimensional cards. So I love dimension. I work in dimension, so I'm using these ones. They're beautiful. I do a lot of dimensional drawing, so I'll bring some up in a minute. So again, my favorite part of life. So, okay, where are we on this journey? And can we please ask help from our star being brothers and sisters, archangels, angels all over the world to make this shift happen within all of us and humanity. Make it a safe transition. We're asking for the help. So what help can we get? Let's see. This is quite interesting. So we have got harmonic resolutions. So we actually have to get out of our negativity, anger, and so we can receive the transmission. So It's like a vortex card as well. So there's a lot of anger and negativity in the moment. And fear. So that's where they actually basically want us to be. So we need to step outside of that. And we need to go back into our heart portal. So if you're working with your heart here, I suggest that heart work is really, it's like having a freedom to go into your heart space. So I explain it like being in that moment, having the pleasure of enjoying. If you say you're eating an apple, you really enjoy it. The pleasure of eating food, the pleasure of enjoying a garden, the pleasure of joining your partner. It's all about gratitude and enjoying the love of everything around you. I think we've forgotten it, to be spontaneous in the moment, to basically have the pleasure of just being alive, living, being the human being that we are. It's a gift. Our next card is the Guardians. So the Guardians are already here looking after the planet. So for them to take more on, we need to actually ask. So as a collective, if we ask for help arrives. Okay, you might not see the help, but it will be here and it will arrive. So I suggest that anyone that's really understands what moving forward means is ask for help. If you want a prayer, ask in your prayer, ask them to move forward. I think that's very important and very, very beautiful. So the oneness, so we're coming back into the oneness. So because our oneness comes from ancestral energy as well, crystals, and we have mountains up there. Like they have, when you have Sananda energy, bear, animal wisdom, like this, turning all the religion back into oneness, and balance with patience, balance your masculine with your feminine, just balance everything. It's a very beautiful explanation. And then we have the promise to solitude, partnership. So we as human beings need to remember that we have a partnership with humanity, that we have partnerships in the cosmos, that we are not alone, and we promise that we stay balanced and not corrupt this planet like it has been the last couple of thousands of years, where the history is a lie, where everything is a lie. So bringing forward the truth, basically. And it's a beautiful promise. And then the isolation that we're suffering in the moment is to bring you back, to make you realize that we don't need to be isolated, but it's teaching you a lesson of that this could really be brought forward if we don't change our consciousness, if we don't change our way of thinking, that we are good enough. We need to rebalance everything in life. And then comes the manifestation. Look at that. That's our next step into the future, okay? Manifesting that there is enough for everybody. How beautiful. How magical is that? And then while we're also doing that, we also need to release attachments of greed, okay? We can't hoard money. It is there for everybody, okay? It is there. And then the dreamscape from turning into a butterfly, okay? So that's a message from Spirit. It's very beautiful. So the dream working, becoming the butterfly within you, expanding, loving. How magical can that actually be? How, we're so blessed to be a human where we can taste, where we can feel our emotions, be who we are, stop pretending to be something that we're not. and help your neighbor, be loving, be giving. So a little bit about my work, because I'm a soul mender. So what that means, I unhook souls from karmas, past karmas, where you call your other souls in, and you basically unhook them and send them free, so the karmic lesson stops. And we're in amazing energy to do that in a moment. So we're very, very blessed. So I'll just share. See, as a family, we're all connected. So this is my connection in a drawing, which is quite lovely, actually. So the oneness comes from everything. This is Mother Earth and the tree of life, basically, and the angels, so that we can actually call on the angels and star beings to help Mother Earth, and we're ascending into a higher frequency. So what that means is when you change your energy from negativity more into positively thinking, it's starting to change. And when you stop looking at everything in a negative way and start looking at, like, instead of looking at a flower, oh, it's just a flower, look at the beauty of the flower, how it blossoms, how it grows. And that's how we grow. We blossom and grow. Our energy changes. We outgrow certain people. We meet new people. Life is forever changing. So it's really important that we actually do that lesson as well. So here we got a med bed, best of my drawings anyway. It has crystals in it. They're beautiful. You can go into meditations with these. One of my favourite things when I do whole classes for healing. So it's quite lovely. This is a Palladian energy flying and quite beautiful. I love working with a Palladian energy. It's one of my favourite energy, holding with the Argenturian as well. So they do so much for our earth. They're just so beautiful. This is our earth energy. So I don't know if you can see properly, but it's quite beautiful. And it has a key for everything. So ancestors, everything, so important. So I just would like to say that all the travels we do on this life, on this earth, I'm just looking for, I don't know if it's in here. No, it's okay. On this earth plane, I think every journey is so important. On here, we've got rebirthing the energy. So that's what we're doing in the moment, okay? So basically is stand in your power, be gracious. I'm going to do a quick reading on our beautiful tennis player that actually helped Australia in the fires and donated quite a lot of money and has been treated very not nice. So I just want the world to see how awful it must feel. We're so suppressed sometimes in this chaos. What's going on with that's I won't mention his name on here because we know all who he's number one, so we all know who we're talking about. So interesting. I'll read it out in a sec because it's about his. Do you know, this is a lesson actually for the world, okay, to see how pathetic and how cruel and barbaric some of these rules actually are, right? So this is a world card. So the world can actually see now the truth, how crazy it is actually with all the laws coming out. And apparently the ACT is going to lock all the unvaccinated people up. And they're bringing in passports over there, so it's quite scary actually. That's another separation. Is they sold Australia out. This is the art of the person. He's showing the world what's going on, and how exhausting it is, how mentally exhausting it is. There's a lot of people getting rich out of it. The system needs to change. So here's the change coming. Okay. It's been looked at worldwide now. And we're searching for the freedom. There's still something not real. There's people not listening. And I call that, the people in power basically don't want to hear what humanity has to say. But the new laws are coming in because there's an ending card. You can't shut the door on it anymore. Okay. So it's funny that not listening. So here we go. We have a lot of people behind the scene doing some work. And there's a lot of darkness going to come out and be revealed. And it's a lot of lizards in there. So I won't go deep into it. I'm just showing you. There's a lot of reflections on how we behave. And eventually the families will come back together, okay? So like I said, to a beginning, there's an ending. From every ending, there's a beginning. So he's actually here to show the world what's actually going on and how they actually treat people, okay? It is quite interesting. I don't want to go too deep into dark side of things because I don't think it's necessary. There's enough stuff out there. I'm here to lift people's energy up, basically, but just showing you the big agenda behind it all. So it's quite interesting. So I just ask for all the angels, star beings, to help Australia and the world to come out of this awful deceit and corruption that we're in a moment. So everyone, please say a prayer and bring the world forward so we can go back to humane and loving and kindness and a better world. That's my prayer for our world and for humanity, to really, really wake up. This is not going to go away unless you wake up and do something. Say your prayer if that's all you can do, or help your neighbour and be kind. That's the end for me today, and I hope it made sense, and I hope you follow my channel as I would like to grow, and I wish you the best happiness in the world, and let's all stand as one into oneness. Thank you.